what's up guys? Just another short video on my Pell work and tips and tricks on how to use the Pell, what to do, especially if you're new to the Pell, you've never stepped foot at a Pell, so on and so forth. My name is Atilius Primus Castus, and I am a fighter in northern Utah in the Kingdom of Artemisia, part of a local group called Black Company. Also, I am the marshal of the local shire, Shire of Dragons March, and I decided to do these videos for the new guy, the new person, the new lady who doesn't know anything about fighting, who has never done anything about fighting, who may or may not have like a local knight or knights or somebody that they can fight with on a regular basis to teach them. Plus, there's really not a lot of online videos and tutorials on Pell work, so I decided to change that, branch out, try some new things. With that being said though, I'm not the most expert fighter out there. I'm not a member of chivalry, I'm not a duke, I've never been king, I've never even fought in crown yet. But I do know a few things. I've been fighting for quite a while, and if you're new here and you like this stuff, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button at the bottom. It'd help me out a lot. And at the end of the video, if you really enjoyed these, feel free to share them and let other people know that they're available and the content's here. So with that being said, what we're going to go into today is my 5 or 6 tips and tricks on approaching the Pell, and how to utilize some of the basics, and some things that are mandatory, some things that are not. As you can see, I've got arms and a helmet on, so we're gonna get right into that, and I'll show you what everything you need that's required to start smacking the Pell. First things first, you need a Pell. And I mean, if you've watched my other videos, you've seen mine. It's got shoulders, it's fancy, it's got duct tape all over it. And a Pell can literally be just about anything. You don't even need one. You could use like a water bottle. If I had one, I would show you just how to practice those strikes, right? Just basic stuff, just going through the motion of a flat snap or a leg snap or an offside head is all that you need. Granted, a Pell will help you with your aiming and making sure that your stick is hitting where you want it to, but it's not required to do these things. It's just another tool in the tool belt. Mine's pretty basic. It's a 4x4 from Lowe's, 60-pound bag of concrete, a 5-gallon bucket, and you put the 6-foot 4x4 in the bucket, pour some water in there, throw some concrete in, mix it in, boom, you got a Pell. Now, if you hit it hard, it will rock back and forth, and I suggest that you put some support beams on the bottom, or however you feel that it's going to be to hold it up the best. And then you duct tape. Then I put old carpet around that, and then duct tape every bit of it as much as you can. I ended up putting on like shoulders and stuff on mine, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. It just kind of helps me with my slot shots and stuff like that. That's going to fundamentally change the game as you progress through the Pell. But before we get into that, again, if you're new here, I'm Atilius Primus Castus, and I would really appreciate it if you go ahead and slam that like button, and then if you find this information useful, go ahead and like and subscribe at the end of the video. The next number 2 point that I'm going to get into is always have your helmet on and at least your arms. Preferably, if you can, suit up in your whole suit so you can feel what it feels like to throw these shots, because if you throw without armor on, it's going to feel different than you throwing with your armor on. Your body, sometimes your armor limits you a little bit. It constricts here and there. Like with these arms specifically, I don't have a all the way range of motion in my shoulder because it pinches right there between my bicep and this top part of my arm, and I can't get as close as I would like to. So always make sure that you wear at least your arms and your helmet, especially on your helmet, because it takes up a little bit more space around your head, so you got to get used to throwing around it, right? So we're throwing with it there. It will change the trajectory of your shots, and if you don't wear your helmet, what might end up happening is you'll end up hitting yourself in the head a lot and look like a fool, and nobody really wants that. Spoken from experience, just so you know. So I also suggest you use older sticks. Don't use your current stick, current fighting stick, always use your broomed ones, the ones that are torn up, stuff that's going to be that you're not using anymore, because hitting the Pell does take a lot out of sticks, especially if you start hitting hard, which you shouldn't be doing anyway. But just know that it's there, and you should just use older sticks. Or if you're ultra fancy like me, you can get what's called a poly rod. I got this from a friend. I'm not sure where he ordered it from. You could probably do some Google researching if you wanted to and find one. It's pretty much just a plastic rod that is indestructible when it comes to the Pell. As you can see, I've got excessive use out of it, and I've smacked some helmets with it on the Pell. I wouldn't use it in combat, though I think they are legal to use in SCA combat. These things hit like trucks, and I feel like they'd break bones, so I would not suggest using them anywhere other than at the Pell. So, take your time with it, figure it out, and make sure if you don't have a poly rod, use an old stick, because you don't want to blow through your sticks. Second up, or I guess that was number 3, was use old sticks, and number 2 was always wear your arm and helmet, and number 1, get a Pell. And then number 4, always tend to, people come into the Pell, especially I did at first, was always just coming in full force, super fast, going everywhere you can, swinging, banging. What that does is it just causes excessive wear on your shoulder and on your joints and ligaments from the vibration of the Pell and through the stick into your hand. So don't do that. Take your time with it, and always go slow. It was always, when I first started doing this in the 100-day Pell challenge group, there was a motto that everybody would always say is, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So when you go slow and you look where you're aiming and what you're aiming at, you're smooth. And as you get that muscle memory built up from slow to smooth, then when you're fighting, you can be fast and efficient with it, and your shots are going to be more crisp and more clean. So there comes a time and a place when you do want to go fast and hard when it comes to Pell work. Typically, what I aim for when it comes to throwing shots is about 1 second out, 1 second back. So it's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Each shot should take about 2 seconds versus the microseconds that a real-time shot would be thrown at. So so keep it nice and slow, nice and easy, nice and smooth, right? Practice aiming where you want to hit, right? Make sure every shot is in the same spot every single time, so you're fundamentally getting that aim dialed in. And you can do it from multiple different ranges too, and then you can go into footwork, which I do have a video on footwork. I'll probably end up doing it again. You can check it out up here if you are interested in that. However, moving forward, we're going to go into some pretty basic shots. When in doubt, always stick to these 5 main shots, okay? We're back again. I have my equipment and shield and stick, and my arms are all on still, and we're ready to go to the Pell. All right, so we're gonna go over these basic 5 shots, or 6 shots, I should say. I know I said in the previous clips 5, but I meant 6. We're new at this, forgive me, all right? Getting used to the whole YouTube thing. Anyway, so we're gonna go over these 6 shots about 10 times a piece, okay? Each one is 10, 1, 2, right? So the first one is just the basic flat snap. Now I know you can't really see my feet, but I like to stand with my feet shoulder width apart and then take that whatever leg you want, 1 step back so you're in a solid, good position. Keep your knees slightly bent, okay? And when you start to create momentum, start it in your hips, okay? If your stick is resting on your shoulder, this is momentum, okay? Starting and stopping. There's another video that I go over this a little bit more, creating motion. I'll post a link up here somewhere. However, moving forward, when you create that motion, you want to start it in your hips and then throw it forward. 1, and then back, 2, and then back, and then 3, and then back, and 4. Do it about 10 times, okay? Go through the whole motion 10 times, okay? So we're 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, okay? So then from there, you're going to go into the leg flat snap. Okay, that first one is called the flat snap. It's just right to the head. I know you can't see my Pell because my camera's right on my Pell, trying to give you a unique angle of what's going on, what's happening. So from there, you're going to aim at the leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We'll throw in one more just for good measure. Okay. From there, you're going to go to the offside head, which is on this side of the body. It'll be on their sword side if they're a right-handed fighter. So it'll be on their right, your left-handed side. Okay. From there, so from here, right, the hips got to turn the opposite way, and then just right over the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then you got 2 more. So maybe it was 5. Yeah. 5 shots. Apparently I need to learn how to count. I are stick jock. So anyway, back of the head wrap. This shot is designed to hit the back of the head and kind of avoid their shield. So tips on that is to aim for the heart. So every time you aim a wrap, make sure it angled down towards the heart if you're going up high. And if you're going down low, make sure it's angled up. Makes it a little bit harder to block, and it hits a little bit harder too. So, and this one is kind of a tricky shot. It's a little bit more advanced. That's why it's one of the last 2 that we do. So make sure your hip mechanics are in line, and you're definitely throwing it from the hips because it can throw a lot. You can throw a lot of shoulder in this, and you're going to lose power doing that. So just think of it as the tip of the bullwhip is the tip of your stick. So when you snap a bullwhip or snap a towel, you want the tip of your stick to do the same thing. So behind the head, you're not going to be able to see this one very well. However, just know that it's going behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll throw a couple more in just because I suck at these. Okay. I'll probably do, there's a lot of videos that I've posted about this stuff, so I know the camera angles aren't the best on this video, but you can go through my other videos and find them if you want more information on this. As I get better, I'll probably go back through and edit a lot of these and make them better. Remember, I'm starting out, so this is all kind of new to me. I've been fighting for quite a while, but breaking down the exact science of every shot is completely new to me. Okay, so the last one, so that was a wrap to the head. The last one's gonna be a wrap to the leg, okay, or the buttocks, right? And it's gonna be a little bit lower, and then it's gonna come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's the 10 shots that I would focus on, especially when you get bored and you want to come back to it, or if you're doing the Pell challenge. That'll give you 50 shots total, and you just go through the whole thing twice and you got your 100 shots. If you're in the Pell challenge, if you're not in the Pell challenge, I highly recommend you join it. I'll post a link in the comments, and we'll go from there. You just join it, and then if you do the 100 days, do 100 shots for 100 days and post your, every day you do it. You don't have to post videos or anything. You just, it's on your honor. And if you're not honorable, then you have to restart. If you miss a day, you have to restart back from day 1. But if you do it and you succeed, you get a really cool little patch. Mine is right here. I'll grab it out for you. That you can put on your sash. You can put on a favor. Pretty much anything you want to. And you get to be called what's called a Reaper. And I've worn mine at events, and people have seen it and they love it, and it's a good way to get out there and meet new people, especially people on the same quest as you. So do it, love it. These are my couple tips on Pell work and beginning, and if you're bored later on in your Pell work, always go back to the basics. Sir Helga went over a video with me and a couple other people, with her 5 methods of being, how to be a better fighter. And that was one of them, was just always go back to the basics. And those are the basic shots, the 5 basic shots, basic principles that you can do to hone in your skills. So when you learn a new skill, remember to learn it and then go back to the basics so they don't change. That's your foundation. And 95% of my kills come from one of those 5 shots, versus something fancier or something crazy that, you know, you see all these super dukes throw that they have to throw. But ideally, for me, I keep it simple. I use those same 5 shots, just in different combinations. And from there, you can, from this point, you can go into 3-shot combinations, which will be another video for a later time. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, if you liked it, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Help me out a little bit, because I love this. I love doing these videos. I love giving this information out to you guys. And every time I do it, I get a little bit better. So if you have any questions, as always, hit that like and subscribe button if you have questions. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments or drop me an Insta message on Facebook or something like that. You can find me pretty much as Atilius Primus Castus anywhere you need to. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.